Be authentic.
Okay, authentic.
Don't fake anything, man. Just be you. Like, don't try to be anybody that you're not, and don't compare yourself to anybody else. Just stay in your own lane and present to the world what you truly believe in. I think ahead and I strategize everything I do.
Love
everything
this.
I
We're
do.
gonna unpack this because I've been telling DJs this for 10 years.
You're a brand. Do you think these huge companies just go and aimlessly post some like unpolished material
that they thought of this morning?
Yeah. You know, God's blessed me. I just bought my mom and dad a car.
Sick. I think I saw that on IG today.
I just bought them a car. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I'm like, man, like, I don't even wanna post this. But you know, then I thought a little deeper on it, on how I was gonna do it. And I'm like, you know what? That might motivate people to want to do the same thing. So even if somebody takes this the wrong way, like, oh, he's just bragging, this and that. No, you know what I'm doing? I'm inspiring the world. Yo, take care of your family.
This is Rock Talk, where we document short conversations with experienced people in the Rockwell ecosystem. We are here at One Rock Group HQ today, and we're with someone that has played at almost every big venue nationwide. He has DJ'd with several big names in the business and has had some of his remixes played by some of the biggest names in the music industry. DJ Chizzle, I appreciate you taking the time. Always valuable insight when we speak. I've really enjoyed our last couple conversations together, and I'm looking forward to delivering some of that insight today to those listening. We put out a pod a few months ago, and we spoke about how you started DJing, your college years at UCF, your first big break and up there, and you know how you were prepared for it so you didn't fumble the bag, kind of delivering when called upon. So today, I want to fast forward from you becoming a DJ, and I want to talk about more, you know, DJ Chizzle today, right? Where we got to today. So you're traveling to places like Scottsdale, Nashville, South Carolina, New York, all over Texas, just to name a few cities. Are there any major differences you notice from one city to the other in regards to your set or music favorites or just overall preparation that goes into these rooms?
Man, first off, Brian, thank you so much for having me.
Hell yeah, man.
Our last talk was great.
Hell yeah.
I'm grateful for the opportunity and glad to be here. For preparing my sets, I would say every city is a little bit different.
Okay.
And it really depends on if it's like a college town, the demographics, where you're at. So it's like, for instance, if you're in Miami, I'm going to play more Latin heavy music.
Okay.
Because that's what they want to hear in this environment.
The
Now,
melting pot that we are as a city.
Exactly. But say I'm in Nashville, yeah, I'm going to cater and throw in some country music and do some country remixes in there.
Love that.
As well as Scottsdale, for instance, because, you know, you're in the desert, you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe. And then if I'm in New York, I'm going to put some New York flavor to it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
What is that today in your opinion? Because I think, you know, New York back in the day was known for the old school hip hop,
Right.
like that Brooklyn sound, right? What's today, you know, New York look like? Music-wise.
They'll have some musicians, like New York local musicians and like rappers that will just kind of come and pop up. So it's like, I'll throw some local stuff in there in my mixes. Yeah,
That's
and just
super
like
sick.
show love to the city.
Super sick.
Yeah.
What's something you contribute to the success of being able to travel as often as you do? What is that one or two things that really allow you to travel and not just say you're traveling, but be there on time, get the right flight patterns, stay at the right hotels? Like what are a couple things you rely on to be able to do this on a weekly basis?
Man, for me, I'm just like a very structured person.
Okay.
So I plan my things out. And for instance, I book all my flights American Airlines.
Okay.
I'm exec platinum on it.
What's the reason for that?
Because when you do that, you build status.
Okay. With the airline.
Yes.
Cool.
So I have the AA credit card. I use that just for flights and I use it for like my everyday spending. And what that does is when you build that status, bro, I get upgraded 90% of my flights.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I accumulate so many miles. Like I really have it down to a T right now. So it's like when you are traveling, you want to make it as easy on yourself and as comfortable.
I was going to bring that up, especially in other cities. You know, maybe your hometown,
Right.
You've seen the airport every which way, so you know it. But if you're traveling often to a bunch of different cities, you at least know what's the American gate.
Yes.
You know, like you build this routine where you're like, you know where you're going even before getting to that airport. Maybe you've only been there once,
Yeah.
but you know American's gate 34.
Exactly.
So you know where you're walking when you get there. You know what to tell the Uber to drop you off. Where
It's
if you
key.
switch it and all of a sudden you have Delta, you're like, I'm flying Delta. Do you know what number that is? Right? You're almost now the odd person out looking in. Right?
Preparation is key, man. I've even been like scheduling my Ubers in advance. You know what I mean? And having everything. So when I land right now, you click this button and they're already there.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius. I want to talk about routine right now. What are some of yours on a daily basis? Outside of, just for traveling sakes, but more for Chizzle sakes. What are some of these routines that keep you sane?
Man, this past year, I've been on such a structured lifestyle. And my morning routine is everything, man.
Yes.
Everything, man.
Throws your whole day off if you don't do it at this point.
Everything. When I wake up, first thing I do, I go right downstairs to the beach club and I just get sunlight.
Oh, yeah.
I just lay in the sun. I meditate. I have the Calm app on my phone. I'm literally like 919 days straight. I think it's something like
Hell
that.
yeah.
So I meditate. I just get my mind right. I pray to God. I now do affirmations. I have a whole list in my phone. Man, I journal. I try to do all this every single day. And I do all of that before I even look at my text messages, before I even go on Instagram.
I think that's big.
Before I go through any email.
Regardless if it's 30 seconds, 30 minutes, or 3 hours, I think it's important to do something before checking your phone. Whatever that
100%.
something is. It could be, like I said, 3 minutes or 3 hours.
Yeah.
It could be making your bed. It could be anything that puts you into a routine pattern, because then by default, we're humans, you'll add on to that routine naturally.
100%.
So you start off with just making the bed.
Yup.
Then you make the bed and you pray. Then you make the bed, pray, and cook breakfast. Walk the dog. Before you know it, it's 11 a.m. You haven't checked your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is a good place to be.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And you get more stuff done and you're actually in the world. You're being active. You're getting your mind right. You're
Yes.
thinking properly.
Yes, and then you're starting your day now with the whole foundation there.
Yeah.
So it makes for the day to be easier. You know?
100%.
I haven't gotten to the point of like the journaling and the this or the that just because of the time factor. But I agree with everything you're saying in the sense of like the why you journal, why you meditate, and something that in the last 6 months I've been doing a lot of. There's other reasons to it. I'm going bald, so I want to get sunlight on my head so it's not so white when I
Right.
decide to go, full zero, but it's getting sun.
Right.
And it's crazy what that does to your energy and your attitude.
It's been a game changer and it even affects the way that you sleep.
Big time.
It's
Big
huge.
time. Why do you think? What's the reason for that? Like,
Man, I'm not too sure on the scientific end, but I definitely know it's like vitamin D and it's just getting into nature, man, getting that proper sunlight every day.
it's kind of weird, right? Because in the moment, it energizes you. And then when you go to sleep, let's say, or power down, it also helps you sleep.
Exactly.
So it's one of those weird things that like, I don't know what the science to it or the reasoning to it, but I do know what I get out of it. And it's kind of weird because at a certain point it's this, at a certain point it's that, and at a certain point it's like going for a 3-mile run at night.
Yeah.
Right when you're done with your run, you can run through a wall.
Right.
You're unstoppable. Like the energy's through the roof.
It's natural energy, man.
Yes.
And it's real energy. And that's the problem with like our phones and technology. Cause it's like, imagine like, I've even been doing this, bro. Like I've been putting my phone when I sleep in the other room.
Nice.
And that's only if I don't have to set an alarm to be up at a certain
Right.
time. You know
I've
what
got
I mean?
into I throw it on the floor away from the bed.
Yeah.
And not because that makes me get out of bed to turn off the alarm. I wake up no problem in the morning.
Yeah.
But it's so that it's not the first thing I grab when I wake up.
That's what it is, man. Because it's like, look, I'm not a perfectionist, as in like I'm not perfect, but it's like we're all guilty of it. If your phone's right there on the counter,
You're gonna check it.
Grab it, quick. Instagram, bro. I just threw off my whole morning.
Yes.
I literally
Yes.
threw off my entire morning.
Before you know it, it's been 20 minutes and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm already starting behind.
And the thing is, man, it's like it's like a race and momentum. Once you got it like flowing and going forward, like you just got to keep going, bro.
I love that. So you would say routine is a form of flowing, and flowing, as we know as creatives, the flow state is the best, mindset to be in.
Right.
You know, it's hard to get the wheels turning, but once they're turning, it's easy to push a car.
Rick Rubin, I read his book recently, and he basically
What was the
talks
name
about,
of the book? I'm sorry, just to...
I think it's called The Creative Mind.
Okay.
Basically, he talks about when you're a creative and you're in a flow state, don't let anything get in between that flow state.
It's amazing.
As in, you stay in that creative vibe and you just keep going. Don't worry about time. Don't worry about anything else, because once you leave that creative space, it's hard to get back into it.
So hard to get
and
back
he's
into it.
like, this is what Rick Rubin says. That's why for like a lot of musicians, for instance, you'll see them late at night up till 5 a.m. because they're in that flow state. Oh, I just like recorded a track. Let me keep going. In DJing and in life in general, you can't let outside energy get to you. You have to put up your boundaries always.
I couldn't agree more. And by not having your phone in your hand, you're limiting how much access the outside world has to you.
Exactly.
I couldn't agree more. Even just going on Instagram, even if you're not scrolling, just that first IG story that you click on. And before you know it, you're 9 IG stories in and you're like, bro, fuck, I did it again. Like here we are. Before I move on from traveling, I wanted to ask, what's your favorite city? Not based on a venue or nightlife. Like if you were to travel to a place that you travel to play on the regular, what would that city be and why?
I feel like each city has its own beauty and its own.
Love that.
My genuine answer for that is Miami, Florida.
Okay. Love
Miami,
that.
Florida is my favorite city in the world.
Love that.
I've been everywhere and I love Miami. The weather here is one of one. And what I love about Miami is people think Miami, party. Yes, that's true. You can. But Miami has a huge health scene.
Yes.
They have very healthy restaurants. We have great fashion. We have a whole design district. Oh, you want art? We've got Wynwood. There's so many avenues and places in Miami. You can go to South Beach.
Right.
We have amazing sports teams. You could do everything here, and it's beautiful weather. So Miami's one of one, man.
And no state tax.
Yeah.
We'll take it. All right. Okay, on that same tip, and you don't have to say the name if you don't want to. You can if you want to. What is, so you don't have to say the name of the spot, but
Okay.
why is your favorite spot to play at your favorite spot to play at? Like what makes it special?
Man, I'll say the spot. It's One Oak, Tokyo.
Okay.
One Oak, Tokyo is very special.
Okay. How come? And what about it gives you that special feeling?
Because you're in Japan, you're in a whole other world. They actually just like go crazy. They party, they dance, everybody's active. And it's just like, it's a great time, man. And it's also like a culture shock.
Absolutely.
But everybody's super cool and friendly at the same time. And it's like a big gathering.
We spoke about big cities you play in. So now I want to maybe bring up what's like the biggest celebrity moment you've had?
Man, Rihanna in New York City.
Okay,
sure.
so this was in New York, okay.
Yeah, it was at pre-COVID. It was at One Oak.
Okay.
And I'll never forget it. I'm DJing One Oak. It was like, it's like intimate, it's kind of dark.
Yep.
Security walks in with Rihanna. They're like, oh, Rihanna's walking in. And it was early, man. Like, for New York early, it was like probably 11:30, maybe 12. Rihanna goes to the section right to the left of the DJ booth by herself, just security. They're kind of like, big dudes blocking her off. Nobody could see her.
Right.
Bro, she was like just hanging out, having a good time. She was like asking me, oh, can I put my drink here? Like right next to it. I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, you're Rihanna. You can do whatever you
do
want.
whatever you want.
Yeah. And it was cool, man. Like she genuinely was partying and nobody even knew she was there.
What year was this?
Man,
Roughly.
It was pre-COVID. I might say 2019.
Okay.
Something like that.
Cool. So not that long ago.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's good to hear that celebrities are still, having fun when they go out. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think it's important. It's important for our industry and it's important for overall culture. And I think it's important for them too, right? To show a human side where there's something to relate to. Like you don't remember Rihanna because of her song or because she performed. You remember her because she was a regular ass woman that night.
Wow, yeah.
And that's pretty cool. And I think, you know, more celebrities or big face humans should like do a better job of acting like regular humans, because then that would pay forward to the younger regular humans that anything's possible and you could become that. But when we're like in this facet of social media today where we only show the end product, then like, you know, how is little Brian, 6-year-old, you know, thinking that he can be the next Jay-Z? Like, it's impossible.
Right.
But if you saw Jay-Z in the 80s, you'd be like, shit, anything's possible. Look at where this guy got.
Exactly.
You know, and I think as celebrities and as big people, I wish that they could kind of do better. But I also understand the challenges they face and the pressure they're under. And they're, you know, regular humans at the end of the day. So it must suck going to Publix and like have 40 phones in your face. And like, you get to a point where you almost can't do anything in a fun way. So I get it, you know, but I do want to address both sides there. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, so we spoke about DJ Chizzle.
Yeah.
I want to transition a little bit into producer Chizzle.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something that isn't necessarily new, but relatively new in the wheelhouse of your career plan.
For sure.
What does this project look like?
Man, I've just been super locked in on production. It's been in the past year. I have probably 8 to 10 remixes that I'm planning on releasing.
Cool.
A few already fully completed and just others that I'm just like constantly working on. And basically transitioning from the open format DJ world to Chizzle the artist.
Yes.
And that's the next step in my trajectory where I see my career going.
What do you think those major differences are between DJ Chizzle and Chizzle the artist?
Man, releasing music consistently.
Okay.
Whether it's even just like remixes or originals, and say it's a remix and it's of Rihanna, perfect example. She hears it, her team hears it, they love it. Oh, we want to make this an official remix. Now it's like a collab and it's on her Spotify page, you know? So it's like, all it takes really in today's world, man, is like that one song. If you get that one song to blow up, man, you're set.
I will say this though, all it takes is one song.
Right.
But if you're not prepared when that one song comes around, you end up shit in the bed.
Exactly.
And then you had a big song, and you have no capability of having the next song.
Right.
So I think it's also extremely important to always point out, like, yes, something can happen overnight, but that doesn't mean that it takes one day of work.
Yes.
It takes years of work to be prepared for that one night, you know, that one thing that comes about. So having a plan is something that, like, if you don't have one, I don't see how you could possibly succeed in today's day and age, right?
Right.
What does your sound like? What is, you know, if I were to say Chizzle sound, what words describe that the best?
Right now, it's more of like an Afro house style.
Okay.
But I'm putting like some just like Miami flair to it, making it cool and kind of just like culturing it for where I'm from.
Is this nightclub driven? You anticipate and hope to hear this played out, or heard and played by people on their boat or on their car in traffic? Like, is this
I would say out, and it's almost like a kind music type of style.
Okay.
That's what I'm like leaning towards, like Hugel.
Okay.
So that's, you know, hopefully I could see like kind music playing it.
Very cool. And as far as programs, what are you using right now on the producer end?
Ableton.
A lot of Ableton?
Yeah.
That's from what I hear, not the easiest, but definitely the one that you could get the most detailed in.
For sure.
Yeah, it's Photoshop versus Canva.
Yeah.
For like designers.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, all right, awesome. So, as someone in the music community, right? Someone that has worked alongside Austin Mahone as his official DJ, someone that's traveled a lot, someone that's played with these big artists. What do you feel are some of the challenges that the music industry is currently facing today?
Let me think on that one.
Okay.
Let's come back to that for sure.
Right. Put a pin on that in your mental space, because I definitely want to hear what, you know, from a producer standpoint, what are some of those challenges that you're seeing? Because by default, then you're anticipating those challenges, and so, you know, a smart human like you, I'm sure, is finding ways to beat those challenges.
Right.
But number one step is identifying the problem, because if not, then you can't find the solution.
Right.
You don't know what the challenge is. So we'll come back to that. But
you know what I think off the top of my head, man, about that? I feel like our world is in such a fast pace that somebody that drops music 3 weeks ago or a month ago, it's like already old.
Okay.
Where it's like we're not taking the time to really resonate with the art and the product itself. Example, back in the day, if you had an album, you had a CD, it's 16 songs, 50 Cent. You're listening to all those songs, man, and you're
Almost
letting
like
them,
it was a book, like a story.
yeah, you're letting everything resonate. Now, artists drop an album, you're only listening to 2 to 3 songs.
Right.
You're not even giving it any playtime, and then you're just back to Mint playlist or Rap Caviar.
Yes.
So it's like you're not really giving the artist the time to listen to their art the way that it deserves. Our world is so just swipe and quick and fast pace that we're not slowing down and being a human. You know what I'm saying?
Couldn't say it better. I agree with this. Like,
here's an example. I can post a crazy Instagram post or a story or whatever it is, just something real, like life stuff. And then it's just like forgotten about. And then it's like, okay, now what am I going to post next?
right.
You know what I mean? And that's just like everybody's mindset because everything's so fast paced that we really don't take a second to slow down. And that's where that whole morning routine comes into play. Because when you're meditating and you're really getting to know yourself, it goes far, man.
I can believe you're knowing the artist before you know the art. And now once you know the artist, you know the art that artist is trying to fulfill.
Right.
And then once you fulfill the art as an artist that knows exactly what they were trying to paint, you see the end goal, you're like, all right, either this was it or this is even better than the it. I'm glad we ended up here.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's important. And you keep mentioning the word art, which I love the fact that like music is an art at the end of the day, right? You're not using a brush, you're using a keyboard, you're using a harmonic tone, you're using whatever elements of music you use versus color palettes and brushes. But do you feel like maybe the same thing is applying in traditional art, like painting, you know, like where everything's so fast paced that like that really good painting, there's not even enough time of acknowledging the painting to be considered good. Like
for sure.
You're almost going on to the next not good painting before even acknowledging that this was a good painting.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And it's like, it even goes back to the Instagram. Imagine like you're painting a picture, you spent so much time on it, you're working on something, then you go on Instagram and you see somebody else's thing and then you're like obviously already like comparing yourself to them.
Correct.
You know, it's kind of like toxic energy, to be honest.
Couldn't
where
be more
it's
toxic.
like, that's why it's almost being better staying offline and deassociating with it and like being the best version of yourself that you could possibly be and not comparing yourself to anybody else.
At that point, you know you'll satisfy yourself because you know that what you're up against is yourself.
Exactly.
And that's important, bro. I think
we're only in a competition with ourselves and its own lane, own race, own pace. And you always got to remember that.
1000%. At the end of the day, you die alone. It is what it is. So it's up to you if you ran the race of your life or not.
Facts.
Not up to everybody else that you're trying to impress on whatever it is. But okay, so I want to take that same approach and I want to ask how important, because as a producer, you're more brand-like than a DJ. A DJ is almost a service. A producer to me is almost like a product. Your music now becomes your product. Which I guess as a DJ, your set is your product, but it's you performing a service for that product to come out. So if you're looking at it more brand-like, how important, from 1 to 10, do you feel your marketing and branding is for the success of your career?
An 11 out of 10.
Okay. I thought you were going to go with 100 out of 10, but I'm glad we at least got to the 11.
It's everything, man.
Okay, why? How come?
It's the way you just present yourself throughout the world, and how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yes. What are some like systems, tricks, or tips that you can give someone listening on why you attribute success behind your marketing? And a couple things I have in mind. I know I'm gonna piggyback, but I want to kind of hear from you what these things are to you.
Be authentic.
Okay, authentic.
Don't fake anything, man.
Authentic is big. I think authentic is something that people can connect with.
Just be you. Like, don't try to be anybody that you're not, and don't compare yourself to anybody else. Just stay in your own lane and present to the world what you truly believe in. That's the key.
And then you'll connect with those that agree with you.
100%.
The ones that don't, who cares? If it's truly yourself, you probably don't want to connect with them in the first place.
Right.
So, is there anything like system-wise that helps you be as consistent as you are? Because for the listener that might not be familiar with you, you should definitely go check out his Instagram, right? DJ Chizzle. and you'll see you're very fucking good at it, right?
Thank you.
So what makes you good at it? Is it because you're just like always on it? Is it because it's always in the back of your mind? Is it because you schedule these things out ahead of time? Like, what allows you to be this good at it?
I think ahead and I strategize everything I do.
Love
Everything
this.
I
We're
do.
gonna unpack this because I've been telling DJs this for 10 years.
Every single thing I do in my life, I strategize on. And I don't take action right away. I plan everything proper, man.
Love that.
And me personally, I might take a little more time, but the end product is gonna be a well-polished, clean product.
Bare minimum, the end
Yeah.
product is gonna make sense
Exactly.
because there's this strategy behind what product we're building in the first place.
yeah,
Too many DJs, in my opinion, they post what they get. What do I mean? Instead of figuring out what do I want to post and then making sure I get that because I know what I want to post, they do it backwards. They say, let me see what I got. All right, let me see, I'll post this out of what I got. And then naturally, you look at the timeline 8 months in and it's like a bunch of different shit that doesn't make sense, doesn't go hand in hand. Maybe this one room has a photographer in-house, so
Right.
you always get pictures there. This other room doesn't have a photographer, so you don't have any content from that room. And then before you know it, 8 months worth of posts, you're like, damn, I've posted the same venue 6 times.
right.
And it's the only venue giving me the pictures, as opposed to me making sure I get that picture. What are some things that allow you to always get the right picture? Because again, if you go to your Instagram, no matter where you're playing, there isn't a post of like a random camel and it's like, catch me tonight in Arizona. Like, no, you
Yeah.
have pictures in Arizona. If it is a random camel, you're riding the fucking camel to the club, right? Like, how does Chizzle prepare for these shots?
I take notes, man. Like my notes are, and I do plan even my stories.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, cool. If I'm gonna be in Arizona this Saturday, this Monday I'm posting a photo from the club, Barstool Scottsdale. This Saturday I'm tagging the entire staff,
Love
every
that.
manager, even the girls. They're reposting.
Love that.
Like they're writing back. Can't wait to see you. Showing love to the team and building a community because. People like that. You know what I mean?
Well, everybody
And
wants to
a
belong to a community where they feel like they can connect.
For sure.
Right.
And okay, here's another example. If I'm gonna be in Boston and I'm playing at the Grand, I'm planning ahead my posts like, okay, cool, here's a cool video of me last time performing. Here's the photos. I'll make a folder and I'll have that ready to go and plan what day I'm gonna post that.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying?
How far out are you normally on your strategy? Like, are you thinking of this weekend on Monday, or are you thinking about a month at a time, or how does that go?
Oh, I've got things scheduled like probably no certain time frame,
Okay.
but probably like a month in advance or
Okay.
so.
Amazing.
You know what I
That
mean?
gives you some wiggle room now to get what you might be missing, or to even acknowledge, like, shit, I don't have anything good to post about this one thing. I have 3 weeks to create something,
Yeah.
right? Versus I need to post today. What do I post?
And you got to think of it like this. What the DJ world needs to improve on is think of yourself as a brand. You're a brand. Do you think these huge companies just go and aimlessly post
Right.
some like unpolished material?
That
No.
they thought of this morning?
Yeah, everything is in a group meeting, properly planned out months in advance. If there's like a fashion line, they're already planning the fall stuff like a year ahead.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like in this DJ world, what will take you further is present yourself as high value and think things through.
You're selling yourself. That's the only thing you're selling.
Yeah, like I am the brand, I am the
Correct.
business. So think it through and like present your best self to the world.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Do you look at it that way when you're strategizing? Do you say, the hell with Chizzle the human, Chizzle the brand? What am I missing to post this month where it resonates with what I'm putting out as a brand?
100%, man.
That's interesting.
Here's an example. Like, God's blessed me. I just bought my mom and dad a car.
Sick. I think I saw that on IG today.
I just bought them a car. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I'm like, man, like, I don't even want to post this. But then I thought a little deeper on it, on how I was gonna do it. And I'm like, you know what? That might motivate people to want to do the same thing. So even if somebody takes this the wrong way, like, oh, he's just bragging, this and that. No, you know what I'm doing? I'm inspiring the world. Yo, take care of your family. Go take care of your mom and dad. Don't buy that Louis bag over there. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
Go take care of your parents.
Big
you know what
facts,
I mean?
man.
My parents gave me life.
Right.
So it's the least I can do. And you know why I'm bringing up this story? Bro, that post got so much love from like so many like people that don't normally interact with me. And they're like, yo, we love this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Different style of content that you traditionally put out.
Exactly. Who have seen me like from the beginning.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I wasn't like handed anything with a silver spoon in my life. Like, I don't come from money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God's blessed me with many opportunities like in the past, you know, few years. But it's like,
well, and you blessed yourself by being prepared for those opportunities.
Exactly.
So,
thank you.
And it's extremely important.
Yeah. But why I bring that up is like, I even just thought proper on how I'm going to post and show love for my family. You know what I mean?
Where somebody that's planning for today might be like, oh, I'm going to post this. You know what? I'm not going to post it. And then there's the thought process because there's no strategy behind it.
Right.
I feel like as a community, DJs, and especially in South Florida, because I can't speak for other DJs, you know, worldwide, we got to do better at planning, man.
Planning, man.
At just figuring out what are we doing, why are we doing it, what are we doing it for, and how do we do this better? And if we ask ourselves those questions over and over again, months down the line, you'd be in a better place. And if all of us were in a better place months down the line, then the industry would be in a better place. And if the industry's in a better place, then the venues are in a better place. If the venues are in a better place, the guests and the consumers are in a better place.
Right.
And I think as a whole, we need to do a better job at making it better overall versus focusing on all the reasons that it's not better. Does that make sense?
100%.
It's like almost like identifying the problem, but no one is applying solutions. And it's like, well, all these problems are cute, but if we don't change anything about it, if we don't plan on how to fix these problems, then they're only going to become bigger problems, right? And I'm going to tap into some of these problems later on in the industry talk. But before that, I gave you minor flowers earlier, and I want to make sure to take the advantage to give you the whole bouquet.
Thank you, brother.
You know, I always tell you, I'll continue to tell you, you know, you really do a great job with your marketing and branding, man.
Thank you, brother.
I've spoken to other DJs about marketing and branding, and whether I bring up the example or they bring up the example, your name kind of always comes up, you know? So
Thanks,
it's obvious that it's being done correctly.
Right.
But I think it's also important to point out, and ironically, you've pointed it out a couple times, be yourself, which also means like, do it your way.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I can name you other DJs that have phenomenal social media strategies and their page looks nothing like yours. But because they're a different type of DJ, right? Like Craze's Instagram is amazing, but Craze is more of a technique, foundation. Like, you know, he's gonna talk shit to his crowd. Like, he's gonna engage. Like, where you're more of the artistic approach as an artist delivering. Like, but you're both doing it really well. So I think there's enough room out there for people to do shit differently, but also still strategize how to make it good.
Exactly.
And I want to point that out, you know, because A, you do a great job of it. But B, I think as an industry, we need to do a better job at it.
100%, man. You always want to put out your best work in everything you do in life, man.
And sometimes that means putting out nothing.
Yeah.
If you have nothing good to point out, you don't necessarily have to post some shit just to post.
Yeah. You know what I heard recently? Silence is an instrument.
Love that. Love that.
Jay Shetty said that.
Love that.
So basically, it's like, if you don't have anything to put out, just work on things silently.
Then you have something to put out a month from now, because you took a month to work on something.
Yeah, don't just like throw punches.
Right.
You know what I mean? You need to know when to like back up, and then when you throw that haymaker, man,
at the right time with the right strength, all of a sudden you won the fight.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So let's transition back to DJ talk. Okay. Producer, brand like, social media, check 3,000. I'd like to go now DJ talk. And essentially, part of this pod is to like pay it forward to DJs, bookers, future agency owners out there. And hopefully they find a way to do it even better than us, right? Us as an agency, you as a DJ, me as a human. I think our job on this planet is to figure out what it is that you want to do, then learn everything about that thing you wanted to do. Then once you learn everything about the thing you wanted to do, now it's your time to teach the next person everything you know, so that they have a little bit of a head start with more time to make it even better.
Yeah.
And if what you truly love is what you do, that thing you love should be the thing that you care about the most. And paying it forward so that that thing is better to me is super important. Right?
Exactly.
A lot of people have a different type of mindset. I don't want the next guy to take me out. That guy listening right now, and he's like, I'm going to start the next Rockwell. I encourage it because it's going to make Rockwell do better.
Right.
So I encourage it. But I think the mindset too often is, well, I don't want to empower my future competition. And I think Miami in general has this stigma where it sucks because of it, right? Like there's no support. There's no community. It's micro communities that all live under this one industry.
100%.
But it's not this one industry that lives, and breathes together. And an example I always say is, I lived in Vegas for 3 years. Those venues out there on their nights off support their competition's night venue.
Yup.
The bottle girl that's off on Wednesday night goes out to another venue and tips that bottle girl heavily because they're in the same industry. They look out for each other, right? Even if the bottle was free, there's still a $400 tip because
Exactly,
you're my peer. We're in this industry. And I feel like, especially DJs in Vegas, you go out to hang out with your peers in the industry. You go out to hang with your friends, right? Again, living there, I never considered myself a local, but I guess I was. And you would see these local DJs hanging out. Hey, where you coming from? Oh, I just got off this set over here. I'm coming to chill with Karma. Okay. But Karma wouldn't feel like you were there because you're really cool with the manager and he's just coming to get introduced.
Right.
Right. So then by default, Karma has no problem introducing you to the manager because you're not there for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then by default, you do meet the manager. And guess what? 2 months down the line, you might get an opening set because you were there hanging out.
Right.
But you weren't there for that.
Right.
And so it gives this authentic, natural feeling where people can actually connect with each other.
100%.
How can South Florida be better at this?
We need to improve on that. And here's a perfect example. I was at the Grand 3 weeks ago.
Okay, that's Boston.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was in Boston, and before I went to the club, they invited me to Empire. They were throwing like a small private event.
Okay.
I didn't even know what I was really getting into. Long story short,
You're like, I'm in.
bro, all the DJs in the city showed up. They're all dapping each other up. Everybody's talking, they're gathering, they're working together, they're giving each other tips. Even the people from the competitor clubs, they're all mad cool. And it was a surreal moment for me because we don't do that in Miami. And I told them, and I told Buddy, and I gave him his flowers. I was like, bro, this is really beautiful that you've built a community like this, because it was like the older dudes, the OGs, the people who are playing in the top spots and that are traveling from Boston, and then the younger kids who literally just started opening up, and they're like breeding them and giving them tips on how to move, and yo, you didn't do this right. Hey, that was good. Yo, do this. Hey, talk to Chizzle. He's over here. He's from Miami, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And it was like they had this whole room and community, and they do that often.
That's amazing.
Just gather and get cool with each other.
And guess what? Everybody leaves there better, or at least with an idea on what they can do to become better.
Yes.
And isn't that beautiful for the city
Beautiful.
of Boston that every month your talent pool gets better and better?
Right.
And they're almost supporting each other. Not almost, they're supporting each other and almost relying on each other to make the city better.
Yeah.
And I bet you Boston nightlife is doing pretty well, right?
Yeah.
I know, Mariette, Caviar, the Grand.
The Grand.
And then those are just, more of the bigger venues nationwide, but locally then there's a million spots and they're all popping.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my first time in Boston, had a good friend of mine that went to school up there and I would go visit. I'm trying to remember now where Jeff London and all these guys, they were throwing their parties, 617 Productions. It was a bunch of little random, popping.
Yeah.
Popping. And you'd go in there and on a random, note, as a matter of fact, then it came out in the documentary, Aaron Hernandez would be just chilling at a table next to you on the day off, but hanging with his 3 boys, fast forward, they were probably planning something not so good, but that's neither here nor there. But and then the Aaron Hernandez documentary, Jeff London comes out walking him in, and I forget the name of this room in particular. There's a 200-person little shithole.
Yeah.
And you'd find people there because the experience was good. I think they cared about the product they were putting out. And I feel like South Florida, I don't know if it's the industry has lost passion, right? I don't know if the people at the top of this industry, call it entertainment nightclubs, actually want to be there, or if they're kind of just there because life got them there, right? 15 years of work. Now you're here, and maybe like, you know, in your 40s, you didn't want to manage this said venue or this said project. And I think we all have to like consciously take ourselves out of the equation if we don't want to be in it. And if we do choose to be in the equation, then we gotta find ways to like make it better.
100%.
And the only way to make something better is with each other.
Yes.
It's not by yourself in a room. That doesn't become better. You might have a better idea, but if you can't practice it or put it in play, then it was just that, an idea, and like, well, nothing will come out of it. But if we can find better ways to help, not each other, right? Because at the end of the day, especially in 2025, we're all gonna be a little selfish, right?
For
I'm
sure.
not gonna give you my plate of food. My plate's not that big to feed you too. And I get that. I'm okay with that. But as a craft, right? Like I think the OGs and the better guys out there need to do more to go out of their way to correct the youngins.
Right.
Versus like, I'm starting to see the attitude of almost like, you know, this industry's whack. I'm thinking of like leaving the industry. I'm gonna find something else to do because these 22-year-old kids are like, you know, undercutting us, and they're price cutting. They're playing like shit. I'm a way better DJ. Well, dude, you're the fucking reason the industry is the way it is today.
Exactly.
You didn't pay it forward for the last 12 years, and now the young buck is taking your chips off your plate, and you're pissed about it. It's your fucking fault.
When you could have been the one mentoring them, being like their big brother, they're looking up to you. You're feeding them game. Hey, little bro, I think you should do this.
Yes.
Hey, don't do that. Yo,
Yes.
don't post this. Yo, that was a good photo, man. Post that. Dope video.
Yes.
And give them mentorship. What I picked up on for spring break actually was a lot of these like younger kids, bro, it was like a surreal moment. They were like really looking up to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It seems like yesterday I was in their shoes, but it's like, what's cool is I found some younger DJs and kids, they're like 20 years old or something like that. And I'm trying to take them under my wing, bro.
Love that.
You know what I mean? Like a little brother. I'll be like,
Love
yo, just listen to me. Hey, bro, I think you should do this. Oh, do that. And you have to be receptive to all sorts of feedback. Like, and I'm not right all the time, but
Right.
it's like, it's a team effort. You
It
know what I
might
mean?
get that thought to just start this other thought,
Yeah.
and then this idea came from it because it started with a thought that might not even be relevant. But without the thought, the process doesn't start.
Yes.
And I think we need to do, like, I'll give you the comparison. When I first got into Miami nightlife, I don't know exactly all the names, but let's just say I remember when I was way too young to get into these places. I won't say how I used to get in. Like Conflict at one point was an opener, and he got trained and almost mentored by the older guy that was playing, let's say, in the main room of Mansion.
Right.
And he was playing in the back room for like $10 on a bag of chips. And then preparation breeds, breeds opportunity. An opportunity presents itself. He's now ready for the main room because
Right.
he's been hearing all the do's and the don'ts and what can I do to be better? What can I did this thing. How do I not do that again? Right? You get all this insight in your brain. And now when you're in a decision-making scenario or situation, you make a better decision. I wonder why.
Yeah.
You have more information to calculate that thought process.
You're ready for the opportunity,
You're ready
man.
for it. So then in that same time, then I saw Conflict, and now, I still wasn't old enough to get inside, but I was a little older, so like I was getting inside easier.
Right.
And now Conflict was the guy. And I remember he took Vinny So under his wing.
Wow.
Vinny was opening Privé and Mansion and all these places, and same thing. And if you notice, and I always say this, I'll say it on camera, Vinny was one of the first 4 DJs that we worked with at Rockwell.
Yeah.
To this day, he's probably the most talented DJ I've dealt with.
I love that, man.
He is disgusting. And I may have even mentioned to you this
Yeah.
off camera before.
Yeah.
I have no problem saying this,
Yeah.
But if you pick up on little things like his crab scratch, that's Conflict's crab scratch. He learned it from someone.
Yeah.
Benny's lefty, which even throws things even more into outer space, right? Where it's harder to do something.
Yeah.
So now you're learning from Conflict. You have to reteach yourself on how to do it with your left hand, right? Because you're learning this way. Now you got to go this way.
Yeah.
And then you're finding a way to do it to that level, equal or better, and you're finding ways to do that. And then Vinny grows up, he starts headlining certain parties, right? And then you get like the Kaz and the other wave that came in under like the Joe Ma's Conflict time. The Club Killers pod that they just came out with, Late Night Legends or whatever it's called. Conflict was on there recently. And he brought up the fact that like, actually I think so, Exile may have brought it up about Conflict, where like someone was like playing one day and Conflict, was there. And I remember he used to do this every night. Shit, he used to do it to Paul all the time. Hey, great set. So he transitioned off, right? You opened. And then, he give you I'm going to get on in 10 minutes, right? And then you sneak in 2 or 3 bangers that you couldn't play before, but now you know to bring up the energy a little bit. So fuck it, we'll play with it. And he always used to say this, I don't care what you play, because whatever you play, I'm going to play it again in a different way and it's going to hit. So I don't care. Like, do your thing. Don't try to burn me, but like, do your thing.
Right.
And then he'd get on, boom, throw his first track on, do 3 or 4 quick transitions to get that energy restarted in the room, boom, boom, bing, bang, boom. And then when that first track came on that he was gonna let it ride out a little bit, he'd take his headphones off, he'll look at you and he'll be like, so at 11:46, you played such and such. I'd play the edit next time because it would go better with the song you played after. And at 10:47, when I walked in, you were playing Ja Rule, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what song you were playing before, but that's probably not the right song for that time. And bro, he would fucking tell you your whole set.
Very, very calculated.
Not written down.
Yeah.
This is not notes. This is like, I'm gonna go out of my way to make sure that if I can add value to you, while we're standing here together, coexisting, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And back then,
that's beautiful, man.
Back then, DJs would be like eating out of his hands, right? Like, give me that.
Right.
I want to be better next week. Give me that. No more Ja Rule at 10:48. I got it. No more. Fuck Ja Rule, right? Like, what else? What else, right? Give me. And I feel like there's less of that going on because nowadays that young kid hears it and they're like, who the fuck's this old guy, dude?
Exactly.
I play better than him.
Right.
I've been standing in that corner over there looking at him headline for the last year, just wondering why he's playing and not me.
Yeah.
Well, how about you get better and then maybe you'll play too?
Exactly.
So I don't know where's the disconnect. I don't know if it's the younger people not looking for mentors or if it's the older people not mentoring or maybe not mentoring correctly or what, or maybe it's a combination of both. And over time, we've just got into this fucked up place that we're in. But I think conversations like this maybe would help shine some light on it. And like, hey, old guys out there, if you're really good at something, fucking show somebody. And like, hey, young guy, if you think you're really good at something, you're not. Get better. Go learn from someone that's been doing it longer.
We need to have more unity because the thing is, like, I can learn from the youth.
Yes.
And the youth can learn a lot from me.
Yes, I agree big time.
That's the
It's
key.
not always one way. It's also two-way where it's like, damn, now that you pointed that out, like, yeah, if I look at it, maybe we can tailor this a little better. Maybe we can modernize this.
And that's life in general, man. You just always got to be open-minded, and mentorship is key, and it's on both ends, man.
I love that, dude. I couldn't agree more. Mentorship's a big part of my my reward. I think when I find, and throughout the last like 10, 15 years, obviously probably a better mentor today than I was 15 years ago.
Right.
But along the way, I've come across, I refer to them like as my modas, right? And Moda was like in the middle of the trajectory. Before that, we had Selman. Before that, we had Danny Lenoche. Like, the list went on, and then the list kind of got younger as we get older. The mentees stay the same age.
Right.
And I think it's very rewarding for me. And I didn't know at the time what I liked about it, but now seeing the fruits of the labor, right? Like someone that I mentored, and they were to say the least, right? They were a young chamac, just like we were, 19 years old, figuring it out. Life is good. And then now, like, for example, I met Moda before he was 21.
Yeah.
Now he's in his upper 20s, damn near 30. He runs a very successful e-commerce business. He's making, 6-7 figures a year, selling legal CBD. And like, maybe you've heard of the brand Sluggers, Burn, any of those CBD pens, they're his. Like, he owns and manufactures all of that. And he gives me a little bit of the credit as to like why he's able to do this and the things that he learned while working in the Rockwell office years ago. Do you know how rewarding that is for me?
If you have the ability to impact others in a positive way, you have to take advantage of that.
If you don't, you're so selfish that it's beyond selfish.
Exactly.
Like that's a different level of selfish.
100%.
Not to mention, even on a religious state, it's almost like you're not living up to your full potential. That's essentially a sin, right? Like you're really letting the big guy upstairs down outside of letting yourself down.
Exactly,
right?
man.
So I want to, since this is for the mentees out there, I want to ask directly, what are some words of advice to somebody out there looking to enter the DJ industry? Little Chizzles out there thinking of going to UCF, might have never even thought of DJing yet. What's some words of advice?
Stay focused.
Okay.
And don't take it as a hobby. Take it serious.
I love that. I love that because
take it as a business.
It's almost looked at as it's supposed to be a hobby.
Right.
But if you make it your business, you don't have to treat it like a hobby, even though it's fun and like it's cool and like you'd probably DJ for free if it was your hobby.
Right.
But it's not. It's how you pay your bills. So we got to treat it like a business.
Exactly.
We got to treat it like a business. We can't call it a hobby. We can't treat it like a hobby. We can't want it to be a hobby. You want it to be a hobby? Go figure out what your job is. Pay your bills with your job and then DJ for fun as a hobby. But if you're going to treat it like a hobby, it better be a hobby. Don't make it your main thing.
And here's the thing, and this is just my opinion, of course, but in the way that I move at least, you have to keep the main thing at all times. So it's like, if I'm a producer, I'm a DJ, it's music related. Brother, yeah, I can show my personality, but I'm not a comedian.
Right.
I don't need to be posting memes and stuff.
Right.
The whole thing is for me to build a fan base and bring people to my show.
Nike doesn't post wedding dresses. They're in a sports apparel business.
Exactly. So just keep the main thing always. And what you put out there, all of your art, your Instagram posts, just keep it related to who you are as a brand.
Because then it comes back to the reflection of that brand.
Yeah, don't steer left. Don't post some fire DJ video and then some dumb meme that's gonna make you look trashy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really common sense, actually, but just...
Common sense ain't that common today. And I'll tell you that.
The one thing too, bro, you always have to protect your brand at all costs.
Yep. Not just what you're putting out, but also what other people are putting out about you. I think it's super important to stay on top of that. Make sure that they're using the updated logo, making sure that that's the right press pick, making sure that they're tagging the right account.
Exactly.
And all these things are being done in a way. And yes, you do have to micromanage. You know why? Because it's our business.
Yeah.
It's not a hobby.
Right.
So I couldn't say that any better. Chizzle, I have a current conversation going where, for the most part, every Rock Talk, I ask the same question. It's a laptop versus USB combo.
Man.
Okay. So the question becomes.
This is a good one.
Yeah. And I think I've gotten different answers. Not everybody agrees, which is kind of crazy, but kind of awesome. So 10 years ago, or maybe not 10. Yeah, 10 years too. Shit, I'm fucking getting old. 10 years ago wasn't that long ago. A few years ago, 8 years ago, if you showed up to the club with your records, you were insane. Right? Like, yo, you didn't buy a laptop and put all that music in your laptop? You're kind of crazy, right? And so the laptop became a necessity.
Right.
Where now if you don't have a laptop, the crowd doesn't know who's DJing because you have to have a sticker with your name on the laptop.
Yeah.
It became this norm, this standard. Now we fast forward. If you show up to the club with a laptop, you're kind of insane, right?
Yeah.
With the exception of certain gigs that require a lot more technical ability and like you're doing a lot of things at one time. But if it's a more dancey set, for the most part, 9 out of 10 people are dropping some sticks in the CJs.
Yeah.
And you're playing with USBs.
Yeah.
Now, at first, technology helped, right? But, you know, having 2000s or even whatever, you didn't have the screen, the wheel. It became a little bit of a nightmare, right? Or sorry, you had the wheel, but you couldn't type on the screen, right? Like a little bit of a process. Now that technology made that easier.
Right.
Okay. Why, just like 10 years ago, we looked at scratching and everything as important, why are laptops not important today? We'll start there.
All right.
And that's not the main question.
Before I begin talking, I might get some heat for this.
Perfect.
But the one thing I'll say is that there's no right or wrong.
I agree.
So if you're better on a laptop, run the laptop. If you're better on sticks, run sticks.
If you're better on the laptop, but you want to use sticks, practice sticks, get good at it, then switch to sticks.
Exactly. So my personal opinion on this is I started using sticks, I'd say 8 to 10 months ago.
Okay, that's recent.
Okay. Yeah, so within the past year for sure. And do you know how many events I do on a computer right now?
How many?
0.
No shit. Okay.
0. None. All USB.
That's awesome.
And what happens is...
How come?
It's to the point that I think you're doing yourself a disservice by being on a computer. And like I said, I'm probably going to get slack for this, but it's just my opinion.
Yes.
And I'll explain why. Bro, I've been on a computer for over 15 years, so it's like that's coming from me. You know,
Right.
I've made a career off of a computer. I'm very familiar with
Right.
Serato.
You
know
have
what I mean?
Chizzle on your computer.
Like I'm giving Serato and, you know, all their flowers and stuff. But in 2025, man, it's been such a game changer for me. Bro, I show up, 2 USB sticks. I get to use 4 CDJs if they're there.
Right.
I put my effects on one channel. I'm searching on the other. I have all of my crates play like in order. I have all of my music on my sticks. My one USB stick's like 128 gigs. You know what I mean?
That's a
And
house.
my organization is better than my computer. And as I'm going, the cue points are all set. And then here's the whole kicker to the situation. You don't have to bring a computer, even though I still bring mine and I keep it underneath as a backup plan. But
you can't download on a USB. You can't connect to Wi-Fi on a USB.
Bro.
So there's still moments where you might need it.
exactly. If and it happens often. A client will be like, yo, I'll give you $100 to play this song.
Right.
You know what I do, bro? I take that computer out, I download the song,
Put it
I
right back in
plug
the
it
USB.
in, I play it, and I put it right away.
Yes.
But you want to know what not having a computer does? You have less wires, less cords. You got the girl with the pineapple juice that's like this. Bro, I'm not concerned with that anymore, man. I walk in, there's no connectivity issues. Brother, I plug in, I play my first song as the opening DJ is like putting his stuff away. I'm setting everything on the mixer to where it needs to be. I'm ready to rock.
Yep.
Yeah, bro, it's so simplistic, and I feel like for the DJs that aren't going to adapt, you're gonna do yourself a disservice because this is coming from somebody who's on a computer for literally over 15 years, man. You know what I mean? Like, It's changed my life, and I've actually become a better DJ because I'm on the sticks consistently.
Okay.
To the point that if you put me on a laptop, it's second nature, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
riding a bike.
it exactly. But I will say I'm actually more familiar with like sticks and record box because I use it so much right now. And here's the thing, bro. Here's a good example. You got 4 CDJ set up, right? You have 4 computer screens at your face.
Right.
Bro, if you watch me DJ right now, bro, I'm typing, I got everything in order, my cues are all set, man. I got 4 computers. What do I need another one for? You know,
why do I want a 5th that I have to actually use?
You're just making your life harder, man.
I will point this out too. And I don't know if it's because as a society, 15 years ago, the laptop was like an accessory.
Right.
And now it's almost like everybody works off their laptop.
Right.
Right. You know, 9 out of 10 professions, it's a laptop. It's not just DJs anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like little Samantha in the crowd, once she sees a laptop and a human with 2 hands on the keyboard and you're looking at the laptop, little Samantha's like, damn, look at this guy fucking working.
Yeah.
Not look at this guy providing this amazing energy. Not look at that guy having so much fun up there that it's making me have fun. It's the accountant doing numbers.
Right.
It's you know, I'm working. And I get it. As a DJ, you're working. That is what you're supposed to be doing. But unfortunately, because you are the center of attention, you are the DJ in the room, everyone's also looking at you.
Yeah.
So like, when was the last time you seen your accountant do your taxes? Never. You send some files through email and he or she is doing all this in a room by themselves.
Right.
But if that accountant had to do taxes in front of people, every once in a while, he or she is going to have to look up and be like, so how's everybody doing? Right? Because if not, it's just an awkward room of everyone staring at someone working.
Bro,
Right?
and I even look back on photos.
Even on the USBs, like you're working, but it seems funner.
It looks funner. Even in footage, man, in content, it looks way more sexy.
Yes.
It's more appealing to the eye. If I'm sitting there like this and then it's an open room versus a photo of me like this on the side.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So even just like for aesthetic purposes, it looks way better being on sticks.
I will say, I'll take the laptop on the side than in front of you.
100%.
Let's say you don't want to use sticks. You're a laptop till you die type of guy. Great.
Yeah.
Put it to the fucking side so that Samantha can see your face.
In life, it's evolve or die, man. And the thing is like, you always have to evolve, and you have to just evolve with the times, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, this is an ongoing topic, and it's a growing topic because, brother, like I said, I was on 1 year ago today, I was doing every single event on my computer.
Yes.
But what I will say is I've made my life 1,000 times more simplistic and easier.
Yes.
And if you have that ability to make your workload more efficient and easier, you got to do that.
You have to work smart, not hard.
Exactly.
It's literally my class quote from my graduating class, and
Right.
I won't say what my personal quote was, but I think it's important to live that way.
For sure.
Because it's not like a shortcut. It's not cutting corners. It's being smart.
Right.
You know, and I think it's important we talk about it because there might be a DJ out there that is scared to go to sticks for whatever reason, and they've never seen all the benefits that we just spoke about, right? They never realize what they look like when they're typing things in. They didn't understand until right now that they heard it, that like Samantha's trying to connect with the DJ in 2025. Samantha's not trying to just like dance in a corner away from the DJ.
Right.
The boiler room style venues and the set. It's all about like connecting with the DJ and the energy exchange that the DJ gives through his art. Let's call it the music coming out of the speakers. Right. And I also think that as an artist, as someone delivering a product, I think you want people to remember you for that experience or the product.
Yeah.
Not a laptop or a name on a screen with your logo on it. They want to like see a picture of Clooney and know that's Clooney.
Right.
Right? Like 10 years ago, there was DJs that like everybody knew the name, but like, what does he really look like in person? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And not Marshmallow with a helmet on. Talking about regular DJs that DJ'd normal every single gig, but like you would watch videos of their hands if they're turntablists, or you'd watch videos of the dancers and the crowd and the recap, and then you really didn't know who was DJing. It was like, now everyone cares in the room. You're almost the center of entertainment.
Yes, bro.
You are the center of entertainment, and you're the one providing the experience that they're gonna go off.
And they want to feed off your energy, and they want to see your face.
Yes.
That's what it is. I had a conversation recently with somebody, and it was about like, do you think AI will take out like, the DJ world? And my answer to that is this: no, and this is the clear reason. People still want the human side of things. You know what I'm saying?
When you call your bank, how frustrated do you get in that robot for the first 8 minutes? If you'd like to press English, hear in English, press 1. Okay, press 1. Please enter your account number. I just want to fucking talk to a human, bro.
Right.
Everybody feels the same way. No one likes the robot.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to put this account number. And then when the lady picks up, she's going to ask me for my account number again. Perfect. Let me take my time. No, 0. Everybody hits 0, right? Hopefully that gets me to the operator. Fuck. If you have Chase, it's £0. I found that out last week after I cursed them out. £0, not just 0. I think people still want the human touch.
100%.
And society is going away from it. And the businesses that find a way to use technology to make it smart, but still give this experience, that human touch, that's the home run recipe.
And the key is, as a DJ in general, people are feeding off of your energy. So you always have to have good vibes, good energy, man. Like, be a human being.
Smile,
and
make it
put
fun.
that into the world, because you are like, we're the life of the party, man. Like, that's why we got into this.
I always mention this, and I'm gonna stop mentioning it soon. not today. I was talking with Damaged Goods about this.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've played with every big artist in the world, and like Fisher makes me want to dance. There's something about Fisher that like he gives off this energy that like you can't be in a bad mood around the guy.
Wow, that's true.
No shit, he's a superstar.
Yeah.
You brought up earlier John Summit and the passion he has when he DJs and that little kid vibe that he gives off when he's in his zone.
Smiling,
happy as fuck. You can't fabricate that. That's
People
authentic.
like that.
That's real. So no wonder, and I don't know enough about Dom Dalla and Clooney to maybe put them in the same thing, but I can't imagine that they're boring.
Right.
Because they wouldn't be on that level if they were, right?
Yeah.
Someone else that is relatively newer, but has blown up and gives that same energy. We were just listening to him on the lobby TV here at the office, is Mochak.
Oh, wow.
You look at that guy and you're like, this fucking guy loves what he does.
Yes.
There's nothing about the guy that makes you upset. Like, you could have a terrible day and then you put on YouTube and you look at Mochak with his stupid little mustache and all the energy that he puts out, and you're like, it's not that bad. Everything's all right.
And as human beings, we're attracted to good energy. We want to be around people that give out good energy, because
At least the right people.
Exactly.
Which is what you should be targeting anyways, and fuck the bad people.
Right.
1,000%, dude. So I'm glad we got into that.
Yeah.
The USB versus laptop is a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a DJ, so I can't give my 2 cents on functionality. But as a customer, as a guest, as a consumer, right, on the consumer facing side, I've been in rooms before where I look at the DJ and I'm like, bro, he's bored.
Yeah.
Like, he does not look like he's having fun. And then by default, you look at the room and it's stale as fuck. Well, no shit, you're going through the motions, so are they.
Right.
But now if you just drop something out of left field and change the energy in the room and started jumping for a little bit and smiled and gave that energy to one person on the dance floor, all of a sudden that thing migrates like a snowball, and now the whole room feels different.
Energy is contagious, man.
Insane. And I wasn't a big guy about energy back in the day. You know that? Like, this is a recent, maybe 2022, started focusing a lot more on working on myself.
Yeah.
And XYZ. And there is where I started realizing, like, damn, when I have shitty days, it's normally because my energy is shit.
Wow.
When I have really good days, I normally have this like aura of energy that like I can't explain.
Yeah.
And like it really propels you forward, because good energy lets you think clearly. Bad energy blocks all your creativity. And so like as humans, I think find what gives you good energy and then gravitate towards that as often as possible.
Yes.
Because then you'll be in a better place as a person.
Yes, man.
So, all right, I'm glad we definitely had a good combo when it comes to USBs versus laptops. We smoked about, no, we didn't smoke yet. We spoke about the USBs. I wanted to ask right before we got off that topic. You said you have your music even more organized than like on your laptop.
Yeah.
How important is that though?
Oh, that's
because I
key.
could imagine if your USBs are a mess, God bless you.
So basically, I've been doing life by design, designing my life, making everything very structured.
Okay.
I would say it got to the point of me getting on sticks. Bro, I've been making relative set list. And I
Okay.
think this goes back to being an artist. Now, let me begin by telling you, say I'm playing at the Grand. I've got an hour and a half set. I already know it's high energy. I already know what I'm getting into.
Right. Especially if you've
So-
been in the room before, you even know what they really like and what they
I'm
don't.
not, how do I say this? I'm not doing one by one like I'm playing a festival per se.
Right.
But I'm organizing it as an artist like I would. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm up there, I transition. I already know my first 4 to 5 songs. I'll run through that. And
Then you'll feel it out.
I'm obviously going off the crowd, but I've got a crate and a playlist of what I want to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So am I gonna like divvy from that? Of course.
Yeah,
You
when
know what I
needed.
mean? Like you don't know who's gonna be there and who's in the room, and I'm gonna play towards the crowd at all times. But I've been organizing it per the night. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. I want to play this song. I have this ready.
Do you have
These
certain
are all ready.
folders for certain venues?
Yes.
I figured.
So the way that I do it is, say I played at Live a few weeks ago. I'll make the playlist of what I want to play. And then I'll even then after the event, I'll go and save the playlist of what I actually played. And then I put Live 2025.
To see how
I'll do
close
it-
or far you were based on the playlist you went in with.
Exactly. And then I just keep that there. So then it's like, say I'm in like wherever I'm at and I'm playing, I already know that, okay, cool. These are songs that I would play.
Right.
Because I did. I played them.
Because I played them.
And then I'll do that with 11. So I'll have my 3 sets that I did at 11 from 2025, 3 separate playlists.
Okay.
The Grand, here's a folder. But then say I'm going to play in Trio in Charleston next week. I'm going to make my, okay, cool, Chizzle, what do you want to play? I'm going to make this playlist of what I think would work. I'm going to be going through that. And then say I get into, okay, cool, well, this isn't working or this is working. This feels like we're in Live right now. Boom, I'll go to that
You go pick
playlist.
that
I got
folder.
songs right there. My organization is perfect right now. And what's cool about Record Box, they have the history there, so it shows what you played, man. It's great.
Okay, super cool. So I wanted to point out then, if you are a DJ on a laptop and you are thinking of transitioning to USBs, don't do it if you're not willing to put in the work to organize your music.
You have
Because
to.
on a laptop, you're a lot better to search and you can get away with shit. On sticks, you're gonna get eaten alive.
Yeah, I mean, organization is key with everything you do in life, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whether it's just social media, DJing, just like how you present
Even
yourself.
networking.
Yeah.
You know, a trick I do, I have a note. And when I used to travel a lot more, I would have a note per city.
Yeah.
Right now, it's typically just a South Florida note. And when I meet with someone in the industry, I write their name, I write the venue, and I write something in parentheses that's gonna remind me who that person is.
I love that.
Big white beard doorman.
I love that.
Now when I show up to that venue 3 weeks later, I don't walk up to the door and go, yo, what's up, bro? I go, hey, Tommy, nice to see you.
Wow.
And the guy turns around and goes, damn, what's up, bro? What was your name again? And now he's gonna remember mine because I went out of my way to remember his.
That's powerful, man.
right. But if Tony's listening, I wrote down your name. That's why I remembered.
Wow.
It wasn't like because I have the best memory in the world.
You know what it is, man? It's taking that extra step.
Organization.
Exactly.
Staying organized with things that you actually want to do. I would like people in the industry to be able to relate to me. I would like people in the industry to know who Brian Herrera is outside of Rockwell. Just Brian, the hospitality major from FIU that has opened venues before, that has opened restaurants before. A lot of people don't even know that in the nightlife industry, right?
Right.
And that's cool. But I think that human connection and actually addressing people by name and giving a fuck enough to actually write the name down to remember, that goes a long way.
It goes a long way,
It goes a
man.
super long way. And then you'll start seeing like, all right, this doorman's not at this venue anymore, but now he's at another venue. And now I'll make another parentheses next to it and be like, no longer at X, doorman at Y.
Right.
Still white beard. Boom. Now I know when I go see that guy, I'm like, I even know what to talk about. It's like, hey man, how much better is this door than the door you were at last, bro? You know, this is a good move. I'm glad to see you're growing in the industry. Oh, thank you for noticing, my brother. Can I buy you a drink? Right? Like now they're like, they care because you cared.
Yes.
And I don't do it in a way where it's fake. Like, oh, I'm going through these motions because I have to. Bro, I would have been an accountant. I would have been fucking successful, rich, and miserable at my desk 9 to 5 if I wanted to fake shit.
Exactly.
You know, I'm a people person. I always have been. Anyone that's known me since I was 16, I'm trying to like meet people and like be cool and like not I'm the cool one. Like make the situation in the room cool. And
That's the purpose of life, man.
big facts. And then people are like, they remember that and they're like, my promoter days. Everybody would think that like the best outcome of a promoter night was probably when you were able to get home, and if you got laid, right? You're the promoter, you're the cool guy, great. For me, it was the Monday text. Yo, B, just wanted to let you know, dude, thank you so much. I slept all of yesterday. My bad I didn't hit you up, but Saturday night for my girlfriend's birthday, we're never gonna forget that. It was the most special experience of our lives.
Wow.
Get the fucking goosebumps.
Yeah.
Again, the reward feeling, right? The same feeling that mentoring gives me now, I used to get from my hospitality fix.
Wow.
Right? I know that person is coming and trusting me with their birthday celebration.
Wow.
How would I like take that for granted?
Yeah.
Right? And what happened in nightlife and promoters outside of technology and all the other changes, that human touch disappeared. It was more about say my name at the door so I get paid.
Right.
I don't give a fuck how your night goes. I'm not meeting you at the door. But make sure to say my name because I need to get paid.
Wow.
And then no shit, that whole promoter at a nightclub thing died.
Damn.
And now you look back at it and I see the older guys like, bro, I can't find any good promoters anywhere. It's your fucking fault. You didn't breed these promoters. You didn't teach them how to network the right way. You didn't explain to them how important it is to introduce your guest to that person's guest so that there could be a better experience and these consumers keep coming back every week. Instead, I'm not going to introduce my girls to that promoter because fuck that guy. He's going to steal them next week.
Yeah.
It goes back to the people on the top. You should have monitored so that person isn't able to steal it.
Right.
You're supposed to monitor it so that the first person that steals a guest from another promoter, that's the example now. Back in the day, you'd get your head cut off in town square. The entire town would see that. You said Japan was your favorite place, right?
Yeah.
Why is there no theft in Japan?
Because the way that they're raised, man.
No, because if you get caught stealing, they cut your arm off.
Wow.
So all it takes is one guy to steal, and now he's Larry the lefty because his right hand's gone.
Wow.
And now all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what? I was thinking of stealing this weekend. You know what? I thought about it. I'm straight. I'm not stealing shit.
Right.
But when the first promoter stole guests, the venue was like, well, I don't care. You guys can fight in the parking lot to see who gets credit. I just care that these people come into my club.
Wow.
Fast forward the story. Nobody wants to go out. Nobody wants to work in the industry to make people come out because it's desperate and it's thirsty. And now we're in this situation where no one's giving the experience of fun. So no shit, people are going out less.
Wow.
It's everything goes full circle. And I wish as an industry we could see this, because if we could see it, then we can correct it.
Right.
And there's no, there's places like the Wharf, not one promoter, not one anything, 5,000 people per day that they open.
Wow.
So like, why? Because people would rather go somewhere that they know how the night's gonna go and not rely on a person. They rely on a brand like the Wharf, versus going to that party and your entire night experience is based on if Sam gives a fuck or not.
Wow, man.
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And if I do that and Sam didn't give a fuck, why would I do it again?
Right.
And here we are, 2025. Now the DJ is the promoter because there's no real promoters left.
That's true.
Because nobody's teaching the next wave how to actually promote. I was listening, just a quick snippet that Emmy posted the other day with Angel from Foxhole and Smack Days and them.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how like they would walk the beach and go to every hotel and talk to guests as they were checking in and introduce themselves. And then the concierge of that hotel would fax a guest list for the club that night.
Wow.
You know what? Look at everything you had to go through and you were able to get 200 people out. Now with all the technology, it's impossible to get 20 people out.
Yeah, and it's like just posting a lazy flyer.
Hit me up to go out. Why would I go out of my way to hit you up to go out? Like, you're probably not even the guy I'm trying to relate to.
You know what I will say as a DJ, what goes a lot further though in 2025? My personal text invites go so much further.
It's not just as a DJ, brother.
And I make them very personal. And I don't do it generically. It's almost like, say I'm like working out and it's like, oh, I'm thinking of so-and-so. Be like, yo, my brother, I'm at 11 this Thursday. Would love if you can come out like, and show love. I got you. I'll take care of you. Like that. And those texts have been going so much further. And I have been building great guest list.
Yes.
Because people genuinely come and support versus me posting just the flyer and having people like respond to me. The moment I do send those personal invites, guys and girls, they're more prone to come.
It's no different to any sales. If all you're doing is waiting for new inquiries, you're probably not going to grow as fast as if you had a very strong outreach.
Facts.
Where are those cold leads that you're targeting? How are you converting cold leads to warm leads? Do you know that I used to go to Dolphin Mall with a box of 1,000 flyers and I'd print the night before labels on Microsoft Word with my name and phone number, and I'd put the label on the flyer, and I would go to every nail and hair salon inside a Dolphin Mall and introduce myself to every girl that was doing her nails.
Wow.
Hey, I'm Brian. I just wanted to let you know we got this party going on for a Saturday night at Pawn Shop. It's probably the best party in town. And honestly, you look like you'd probably have a good time at Pawn Shop. So I wanted to make sure to invite you. My number's on the flyer. Feel free to text me. I had my sidekick back in the day, so I was a nasty texter, you know what I mean? and I'd say something like, make sure to text me. I just want to make sure that you experience the venue correctly and you have a great time.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times they would actually shoot you a text and be like, hey, so what's door cover? No, don't worry about door cover. If you come with your girls, I want to make sure that we're having a good time. Please send me all their names. I want to make sure I take care of them individually. You didn't need their names.
Yeah.
You could put Samantha plus 10.
Right.
But the fact that I asked for the other 9 names now, those 9 people know that I know them. And so when they show up and I introduce myself, I'm like, oh, you're Rachel. Oh, nice to meet you, Rachel. Yeah, Tammy, great to meet you. And now we're all acquaintances.
Yeah.
Not just 2 profiles online that connected.
Right.
Like we actually have a human touch. And then I'm going to go and follow up that you actually had a good time inside. I'm going to fight for you at the door to get in because I invited you. So I'm not going to just leave you outside because the door is full. I'll wait outside with you until the door. And people can relate to that. They say like, it's no different than going to the collection to buy a car. You walk in, they're like, how's it doing, sir? Can I offer you some coffee? So the experience from getting to the place, walking into the place, how you're treated in the place, what you leave the place with, this all goes into this experience. And I don't think people opening hospitality spots are taking into consideration the experience. I think they're only taking into consideration the sale.
Right.
And, I think we're falling short as a city. I think we have very beautiful establishments. I think the build outs are done amazing, right? Every place is more elegant. It's more over the top, and I love it. I see certain venues going through some remodeling, and they're taking maybe a little more of a boiler approach, moving the DJ booth in, giving a different type of vibe. And I love that. That's great. But let's go back to focusing a little bit on that random person on the dance floor, right?
Yeah.
You know who I think does a great job of this space?
Wow, yeah.
They're very conscious of what that person in the crowd is experiencing.
Right.
And that's why they have the YouTube channel, so you could experience it from your living room days after. That's why they got the space coconuts, because it's something different. You're gonna take a picture with it. Oh my God, it's 9 a.m. I'm drinking a coconut in the sun on a terrace. Wow. They probably make more money on a tequila vodka. I'm sorry, on a tequila pineapple.
Right.
But they want you to buy the coconut because it's a brand thing, it's an experience thing, and they know you're gonna love it as a consumer.
Yep.
Right? We don't wanna sell food. Food makes you droggy. Probably would make you wanna leave.
Right.
Well, food also sobers you up, and if you're too drunk, you get kicked out. So they sell grilled cheese and they sell other type of food to make sure that you are able to coexist in the space for as long as physically possible.
Right.
Right? When the new owners took over, I remember one of the main speeches that they gave while I was still somewhat in the vicinity. They were telling security how to kick someone out properly. I've never experienced that conversation in another venue, and I've worked in every damn venue you can name.
Yeah.
It was always like, hey, make sure to defuse the problem and then find the nearest exit so you don't cause a scene and get them the fuck out of the room, you know? And then no shit, the security was half of the problem, right?
Right.
They were aggressive. They were coming at you with aggression first quarter. Space would tell them all, the first thing you're gonna do when someone is a little out of line, you know, like they're drunk and they're acting a fool.
Right.
You're gonna stop them and you're gonna ask if you can offer them a water.
Wow.
You're gonna give them a water before kicking them out?
Wow.
Yeah, because you offering them a water, and I've seen it live, right? Like, rah, you know, the monster comes out, rah, 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 and then you're like, hey, do me a favor, stand over here. Can I get you a water? Yeah. You just calm the fuck down.
Wow.
Someone just offered something to you. Now you took a sip of water, you're in a calmer state of mind, you're hydrating. Now the security can make a decision. Do I still gotta kick this person out or not?
Right.
There's chances where you don't have to kick them out now. You just fixed the problem.
Strategizing, man.
Strategize this shit. And at the same token now, if you are going to kick the person out, he gets it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you were super nice. You gave me a water. You asked me a couple questions. You cared about the situation. Like, I get it, dude. Yeah, let's walk out. Versus, I'm not going anywhere. And now you got to pick the fucking guy up by his throat and throw him out the back door. You know what I mean? Like, Space was always like, you don't have to throw anybody out. If you get to that point, you shouldn't have gotten to that point.
Right.
I think venues need to give a little more, less attention to the millionaire in the corner dictating what we do, how we do it, and what we want to do tonight, and more about the general, not so much general population, but like everyone in the room is equally as important.
Right.
Because that millionaire doesn't come back if it's not a packed venue, because now there's no one to flaunt in front of.
Wow.
So don't cater to the millionaire and then make the other million people not interested in coming to your venue, because eventually the millionaire is just going to go to your competition where all the million people end up deciding to go.
Wow.
I think it's important. It's important. A lot of people in the hospitality industry open nightclubs with the idea of making money.
Right.
Very few people. And, you know, if we were to correlate the space thing, I mean, Coloma, one of the owners, the owner of Miami Rebels, I mean, he was losing his ass at the Cove booking these DJs from Europe that nobody knew. Him and Thunder Pony were the only two people that knew anything about insert name here. But to him, educating people on good music was everything.
Wow.
I don't care if my party doesn't make me money in the techno room. He had a main room with 1,000 people. That's where the money was made. And then he would invest that money into this side room where 80 people got to, you know, experience different techno DJs all around the world. And that gave Miami Rebels the opportunity to do Story on Saturdays, probably the only or first nightclub on the beach that did like a techno tech house night.
That's sick.
Right, on a Saturday night, on a prime bottle selling night.
Insane.
Then the whole opportunity with Space came about, and they were like, yeah, dude, Coloma, I think, was the first person to bring Marco Corolla to Miami.
Crazy.
Right? Like, they had that visa issue. They had the States issue. He battled that for years until he made it happen.
Wow.
Right? So it's no shit that Coloma's looking at Space as an experience.
Yeah.
As a baby. He really thinks, and rightfully so, That space has a pulse,
Yeah.
has a heartbeat. And I love that.
It's special, man.
When he explains all these things, Colombo's also the guy, if you've known him for 15 years, you've gotten a text on a Monday saying, "Happy Monday, brother. Hope you crushed the week." What do you want? Nothing. Just sending good vibes.
Yeah.
Whoa. Makes you smile.
Right.
I like that. Right? So I think there's a reason why successful places ran successfully. It's by people that care.
Yep.
It's not people trying to make money. You're trying to make money, find an investment, find a portfolio, find young, hungry, passionate people like the two in this room and others that we've mentioned, and let them make the product special to make you money.
Yep.
But don't be hands-on with the product if you don't care about the product, because you're fucking shit up.
Right.
Okay. Chizzle, I wanna transition into a little bit of guest preferences. Last time I asked you your favorite book, you said the Bible. And I love that answer. So I'm going to ask you again, but it can't be the Bible, because I do know that you read and that you care about putting information in your brain. So there's somebody out there that might be, they look up to you, they're inspired by you. What's a book you've read in the past that really sticks out that you would recommend everyone to maybe take a listen or a read, right? Audiobook or whatever you want.
In January of 2025, this year, I read Big Sean's Go Higher.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that book has changed my life. Changed my life to the max.
What's it about? I haven't read it.
It's just becoming the best version of you.
Love that.
And I went down a spiral where I've read 9 books this year.
Because of that book?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Because of what you got out of that book.
Yes. So I'm just like addicted to reading right now. And Go Higher by Big Sean, highly, highly, highly recommended to everybody, man. And it will just it'll inspire you to just become the best version of yourself.
I have, for me, it's Tim Grover's Relentless. If you haven't read it, I'll let you borrow it. I got it in my bookshelf.
I need that.
Tim Grover is like a famous trainer that he was Michael Jordan's personal trainer.
Sick.
And Jordan at one point paid Grover more money to not take other clients.
Wow.
Like, I don't want you to empower my competition the way that you're empowering me. Your methods work. Like, how much for you not to do this with other people?
Wow.
Later on, he was Kobe's trainer. He, numerous names that you would, all the GOATs have basically translated to this guy. And it's the relentless attitude. It's you're tired, no one fucking cares.
Right.
You don't want to do anything today, no one fucking cares. And the guy you're competing with, he's doing something today. So get the fuck up and do something.
Yep.
Aside from all the physical training and stuff that he's very educated on, he kind of changed how to rehab a muscle from taking it light and XYZ to more concentrated workouts for that specific muscle, where you're almost putting more strain on that muscle by zeroing in on it, but you're also doing it in a concentrated way where it's getting recovery out of it. Right. So, but like the book goes way beyond any of that, and it's all mental. Like, it's 10% what I said about the physical part. The rest is all about creating sick fucking mindsets. And we all know Michael Jordan's a crazy human being when it comes to that, right? Like, have you seen his documentary, The Last Dance? Yeah. He'd come up with shit to like empower himself. Right. Like, like, good game? Oh, all right, I'm gonna show you a good game. It's like, no, you're like my hero. I just wanted to say good game. No, fuck you. I'm dropping 60 on you now. Yeah. Like, whoa, how'd you get this and use it as fuel to get that out of it, And I'm sure a lot of less people said good game to him after that. But so favorite book, Big Sean, Get Higher?
I think it's called Go Higher.
Go Higher? Yeah. Fantastic. As we wrap up here, I have 2 last questions. First one is, I'm a firm believer that the older you get, the easier it is to forget your inner child, you as a child, right? I think it's extremely important, and I don't know too many people that talk about it, to always reflect and kind of like make sure you don't lose that inner child, right?
For sure.
When you were a child, you were so innocent. You didn't know the bads, right? Like, you didn't know beyond the goods. Everything's possible, right? Especially our age group. I think the younger people were told they can't do certain things. Right. We were told, like, if you want to be an astronaut, no problem.
Yeah.
If you want to be the president of the United States, you can do that.
For sure.
Whatever you want to do, the sky's the limit. And then we started giving 19th place trophies out. And then we started saying like, you know, no, this isn't for you. And as a whole, I think society has gotten soft as fuck because of it, right? But that's not what this convo was about. Every so often I'll reflect on, I have specific moments as a child. And it's insane because some of these date back to like even being able to remember things. And you just remember this one thing. And you're like, oh shit, I used to have this like journal, or, you know, I had a sister, so it was called a diary. When I was like in kindergarten, I used to write stupid shit, and I still have it at my mom's house. And I found it the other day. We had to cut it had one of these little locks, you know, you had to cut it. I didn't have the fucking key. But like, you start reading what you wrote when you were in kindergarten. Dude, what a beautiful place a kid's mind is, right? Anything's possible. Nothing's bad.
Super innocent.
Super innocent. Like, so now what I've been doing older, right? A little more fucked up in the head, you know, a little more life lessons. I make it a point to always kind of reflect on one of these inner child moments. It makes me smile. Like, there's no way to like think about it, right? And I could insert these it's for days, and like have a stank attitude about it, because the mindset you were in when that happened was so special, like so different than how you are as a human today, that it automatically brings you joy and happiness. So I give you all of this to ask, as I was describing all this, what's an inner child moment that you can relate to right now that you're like, damn, you know what? Now you pointed that out. When I was X, you know, I did this, and I think about that every once in a while, and that makes me understand how far I've come, or how much I love a certain thing, or why I hate a certain thing, or anything about childhood that gives you that moment.
Off rip would be, I used to play baseball.
Okay.
So it was just like, the little things make such an impact. Like, say I hit a home run, and I'm like in the 3rd grade, and I can visually see this right now. That was like such a high moment.
Insane.
You feel so good. You're so happy. Like, it's just pure joy and bliss.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where it's like
the parents yelling. It's not like some fake fans.
And you, to this day, I don't forget that moment.
Yes.
So it's really important for us at this age to implement that in our own lives. For instance, say if I'm DJing at some huge club, I'm on a giant stage doing a festival event, you know, to really think of that inner child and how impressed that kid would be.
Imagine that guy looking at you.
Right.
Wow, Chizzle, you are like spot on with this. This is amazing. That's an amazing, amazing answer. It's exactly what I'm looking for. It's like, bro, little Brian would look at me right now and be like, you sick motherfucker. You did everything you said you were gonna do.
Right.
You know how many times I was told that you're not gonna make a living booking DJs? That it's impossible?
Wow.
You know how many times I was told that by ex-employers, by ex-partners, by, you know, ex-DJs on the roster? Oh, you're always gonna have to do something else to supplement the income. This is a hobby. This is a passion. This is all I do in 2025.
Exactly,
we're 12 years
man.
in, brother. You know what I mean? Like, this is the only thing that is it.
And just getting started.
You know, I feel like we're just getting started. In the last 24 months, I feel like this whole company is brand new, and it's fresh breath of air that I have. It's like almost like year 3 of business.
Yep.
You know, on that tip that you said baseball, I can't wake up on a Saturday and not think about Pascual, where I used to play baseball.
Wow.
I had the tackiest baby blue pants, these ugly as shit red socks that you would put under.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't go together, it didn't look good. But I remember getting dressed, and you felt like a major league baseball player.
Right, man.
You were putting on the socks and the cup, and you were in it.
Yeah.
And then I'd get in my dad's car, and his thing when I was younger, for whatever reason, he'd quiz me on Roman numerals.
Wow.
So he'd say like 8, and then I would have to write out V-I-I-I.
Wow.
You know, 54, and then I'd have to write out whatever. So the whole way from my house to Pascual Field, it'd be Roman numeral lessons. So I always remember that.
You're learning and you're using your brain at the same time.
1,000%. As we're building an experience of like dad and son moment too, right? Because baseball was for me, but like he got a lot out of it too, right? Seeing La Tripa, he used to call me, La Tripa, playing like that excitement, the home videos, every parent would record or whatever. No one ever watched them after. I don't know why the parent would even record them in the first place, but we do go back to those every once in a while, and you hear the excitement in their voices, whether it's him or another parent that was there. And you brought up the example of hitting a home run. I remember vividly, we were in Boys and Girls Club on US 1. I wasn't playing. I don't know if I was injured or maybe I got into the point where I just wasn't good enough. And I remember two moms sitting on the bleachers with me, and they were friends, and then both their kids were on the team.
Yeah.
I was injured. I remember the team now. And I wasn't. It was still young enough to where I was still good. And the moms were talking, and they're like, vamos a ver lo que hace, like this and that. And she just screams like through the thing. He was, up next, whatever, and I think it was Gabby Bermudez actually. And he wasn't the one hitting. He went up first. He gets on base. Then his best friend was after. And the whole game, they kept asking their moms, like, hey, can I sleep over so-and-so's house?
Yeah.
I don't know. So the mom, mid-pitch, goes up. Everybody cleaned the cleats and did the thing. Yeah. And she's like, if you hit a home run, you can stay at Gabby's house. And the guy steps out the box, steps back in, and goes fucking yard, dead center. Like, the field was probably like 170 feet, whatever, the little kid field, right? Yeah. But it was like a 600-foot shot to us, And I remember just him completely crushing the ball. And look at this, bro. I'm like completely covered in these. The excitement after he hit the ball, he flung the bat 3,000 feet in the air is what it felt like. And he turned around, he's like, I'm fucking sleeping over. And like, that guy never forgot that moment.
Yeah, ever.
I guarantee it. The mom was so happy. The whole fucking bleachers went crazy. And we were in on it, right? Like, if you hit the home run, you can sleep over. And that reward that they got out, it's irreplaceable, man. So beautiful, I do like bringing these up. It reminds me of other inner child moments like this one right now that I hadn't thought of in a while. And so selfishly, the segment's almost for me. But B, it's also important, I think, people out there, like if you haven't thought about 4-year-old you in a while, like just think about that.
It'll humble you, man.
It'll humble the fuck out of you, and it'll also probably bring a smile, like you've come a long way.
For sure.
You've come a long way. I don't care who you are. So last question, Chizzle. You, out of all people, DJing is a business. And not only do we know that, but I think you address it that way. I think you handle DJing as a business. You're forward thinking, you're strategic, you're building a brand, and I think it says a lot about you as a human and as a character. Why are you in this journey called business, right? Because we've identified that it's a DJ business. Why do this to yourself?
I love it, man. I genuinely love it.
Okay.
It's what I passionately love to do. I don't see me not doing this.
Okay.
I have fun with it, and I feel like that's the key.
The day you don't have fun with it anymore, are you still doing it?
No, that's the day that you stop.
Yes.
Because you always have to put your heart into anything you do. If no matter what career path you're on, you always have to give it your all. And you have to love what you do.
If not, it's impossible to give it your all.
I'm genuinely blessed because I wake up and I do what I want to do every single day of my life.
It's amazing.
And I don't mean in a way of putting bad energy into the air, like doing some foul things. It's like, bro, I wake up, man, like, yo, I get into the sun. I feel good. I'm getting my mind right. I go to the gym every single day. I eat good food. I work on music. I designed my life to how I want it to be run. You know what I'm saying? I designed my life to how I want it to be lived.
So I actually want to make a correction then. You don't treat your DJ career as a business. You treat your life as a business.
For sure.
As the Chad brand. And that's amazing, man. That's a beautiful thing because it's in all our powers to do whatever it is that we want to do. And so often I catch people saying like, no, because I have to.
Right.
No, you don't have to do shit.
You don't have to do anything.
Nothing. What you have to do is love what you do.
Right.
That's the only thing you have to do.
And no matter what it is that you do in life.
Or better said, do what you love, not love what you do.
no matter what it is you do in life, man, you got to put your 100% and your heart into everything, man.
You never know how you're going to get judged for that one thing, and then they'll judge the rest of your life off of that one thing. And if you half-ass it, you're a half-ass dude.
Right.
And you don't want to be known as a half-ass dude in anything you do.
Exactly.
Right? Chizzle, what's your IG, TikTok, YouTube, website, anything you want to plug in? Paul's going to put it right here.
Yeah, it's all DJ Chizzle on every single platform.
Paul hates when I say that.
ChizzleTheDJ.com. And again, I'm very grateful for you, Brian. You have like the best energy in the world,
Love
man.
that, man.
So
Love that.
You make me smile, man. Like you're good vibes, bro.
It's
always.
people like you that brings this energy out of me. Trust me, I can be a little resentful fuck when I want to. But I'm glad that these conversations are happening, and I'm looking forward to a lot of future ones and a lot of things that we have going on together, and just what's going to come from it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for the acknowledgement.
My
and
brother.
It's all love, my brother.
Grateful for you, man.
Always, always. Super, man.